I thought we were friends, she whispered as she felt her throat dry up, and she quickly ran to the bathroom, having an urge to throw up. Todoroki looked at her, worried, as he followed the poor girl waiting outside the bathroom. Yen, are you okay? Todoroki asked from outside. Yin choked and gagged as she sat over the toilet, trying her best not to let her hair get in as she struggled to breathe, feeling a sharp object come up and out of her throat. She spit it out quickly as tears streamed down her face. She looked at the flower petals that had seemingly escaped her lips. Roses. What's happening to me? She wiped her tears and flushed the toilet, wiping her mouth before turning to the sink and rinsing off her face. Looking in the mirror at her pale reflection, she frowned. She splashed her face once more before opening the door to see Todoroki. He looked at her with a worried expression, grabbing her shoulders as she felt the heat from one side and the cold from another. She couldn't help but blush a bit. I'm fine. She was cut off by him feeling her forehead. Why does everyone keep doing that? She thought to herself. Did she really look that bad? He sighed with relief. You don't feel too bad, he whispered to her. But you're still sick. You should be home resting. Yin nodded in agreement after taking a huff. She honestly didn't feel like being at school today anyways, and thankfully, it was Friday. She turned away from him, not saying anything else, before making her way to the homeroom class, letting Aizawa know she had to take her leave. He didn't care much, just letting her know she would have to make up for her training on Monday. As she was walking home, she got a few texts from her friends who were back in class, wondering where the girl had gone to. Wifey, Mina. I knew you were gonna get sick. I hope you feel better, babes. User. Don't worry. I'll be back on Monday. Read at 12:49. Opening her next chat, she couldn't help but laugh. Hothead. You can't just be slacking off. You better start working harder before I beat you. User. I'll kick your ass. Delivered at 12:50. Opening up her last text, her heart thud in her chest, and a blush swarming her face. Hot and cold. Get well soon. If I can, I'll swing by and drop off some soup after school. User. Thanks, Shota. That would be amazing. Read at 12:52. The girl erased any anger she had towards the boy just from one simple message. She was excited, but she couldn't help but worry he would leave her again, just like the other day. A sudden change in his plans? She frowned as she started to cough violently. Not being able to breathe once more, she ran to her bathroom, huddling over the toilet as she gasped for air, and a sharp pain coming up through as she choked out a flower, a rose and its thorns. The thorns had left her throat scratchy and cut on the inside. Tears swarmed the poor girl's eyes as she started to choke once more. This time, it was blood. Blood from the cuts in her throat and from whatever was going on with her body. She heard rushed footsteps as her mother ran to the bathroom, hearing her little girl throwing up and choking as she pushed open the door slowly. Honey, are you all right? She asked the poor girl who was hiding the toilet from her view, quickly flushing it as she nodded. Yeah, I'm fine, Mom. She gave her a weak, unconvincing smile, which her mom noticed. She sat on the floor with her daughter as she pulled her into a tight embrace. Oh, my poor girl, she whispered gently, stroking her hair out of her face. Yin softly hugged her back, letting her tears fall out slowly. She didn't want to worry her mother. She didn't want to be a burden on her with this information that even scared her. She just kept telling her mother she had a bad day at school and was feeling a bit sick before she retired back to her room. Pulling out her laptop from her desk, she sits on her bed, and the girl starts to search for a lot of different things relating to puking up flowers. But it all made her sound like she had, out of people who ate flowers. After about 15 minutes of researching, her mouse fell upon an article. Hanahaki, a disease about one-sided love. She read out to herself, not believing it, and she continued to read on. The disease spreads slowly throughout the body, starting at the chest and moving up towards the throat and lungs. It will start off as small petals at first, but will turn into deadly flowers. This disease is deadly, and if you have these rare symptoms, see a doctor immediately. Once the lungs have been completely filled with the blood and flowers, it will spread to the organs and other important body parts, killing whoever has the disease instantly. She couldn't believe what she was reading. She was terrified. As she screamed out and got out of her bed, searching for her mother and father, she broke down, telling them about what she had just read and happening. They told her to pack some clothes and started their car, not having the chances of their little girl being killed. Hello everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it was shorter than yesterday, but I believe tomorrow is going to be shorter as well. But I do hope you guys enjoy, and I love you all so much. Bye! Mwah.